Welcome back everyone, my name is Echo. It's a new week, which means it's time for a brand new Q&A episode. You fully enjoyed last week's episode where we had a massive discussion about villages and villagers. Do they need to change? Do they need to be updated? You guys seem to think so. Now by the time you're watching this episode, most likely a brand new snapshot has been released for the updated aquatic. I apologize if any of these questions and answers are outdated, but let's get into this. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for subscribing. This series is where I answer your questions about everything Minecraft. Now, nothing is confirmed, nothing is true unless the developers announce it themselves. So let's get into this and let's have some fun. The first question we have here is from Stormy Knight Q&A. Hey Echo, do you think scoreboards will come to the Bedrock Minecraft? Also, do you think the newer world generation, custom world generation options, all spawn rates and amplified terrains that's on PC will ever come to Bedrock? I think these will be great features. Now the reason why I put this question in here to start off with, because going back to, I think last week, we did get a slight update about scoreboards for Bedrock. This is coming very, very soon. So yes, scoreboards will be introduced. It's going to be very important for map makers, add-on creators, but more importantly, server owners. They are really looking forward to having scoreboards. As for the generation terrains, yes, this is coming to the Bedrock version. So one of, if not the greatest features that 4J introduced to the console edition is the custom seed options, such as like the amplified worlds. We had the custom flats, the world generations down to small, medium, or big biomes. So that will be coming in the future. There's a lot of work to be done with Bedrock, but I do fully agree with you. And one of the features I am looking forward to is the changes to terrain, specifically seeds. I don't know about you guys, but for Bedrock, seeds are too big with one biome. You can literally spawn in a desert and it goes on for miles and miles, hundreds if not thousands of blocks. So I'm really looking forward to some kind of balanced seed option. But great question to start this Q&A. The next one says, hey Echo, are they still working on combat shields for the Bedrock edition? Now this question pops up all the time, probably every single week. At this moment, I don't have an update about combats and shields. However, it is being worked on. I can tell you guys that Jeb himself, the man himself, said they are testing the combat update, but more importantly, shields for the Bedrock version. This means iOS, Android, Windows 10, and Xbox, and very soon Switch version. How it's going to work, we really still don't know. And this has been something that has been discussed, has been in development for probably over a year now. So if they're finding it difficult, it must really be a big challenge. I know it's easy for me and you guys to say, well, just add this button here or add this option there. It's a lot more complicated in terms of coding it in, especially for the likes of an iPad, an iPhone, or an Android device. So yes, it is still being worked on. Do I have an update on it? Not at this current moment, but I just thought we could throw that question in there to get it out the way. The next one we have here had 70 thumbs up. Wow. I really wish that you could see apples in trees like on the leaves. Now, do you guys think that would be a good option? I think I would like it. I feel like the reason they haven't done it is probably because it might cause some generation lag, or it might just cause world lag. Now, believe it or not, right, when I've been speaking to server owners, add-on creators, developers, decaying leaves is actually really, really tough on game lag. Like, decaying leaves requires a lot of memory, which I didn't really realize. Something so simple requires a large quantity of the game itself. Now, apples, this could be a good thing, because if you could see the apples, then you could obviously try and mine the tree or break down the tree and get the apples. But does that make things a little bit too OP? Are you talking about where you can just like break that specific apple and you have the apple? Or you break down the tree and then you have a chance of that apple dropping? Do you know what I mean? If that kind of makes sense. It's kind of like when you kill a mob. Is it going to drop leather? Is it going to drop food? That kind of question. But 70 thumbs up. You guys really did like that one. This one here, 18 thumbs up. More dyes, anyone? Would you guys like to see more dye introduced? If so, what colors? Because I'm pretty sure we've got like the main colors within Minecraft. Just thought I'd throw that in there because I had 18 thumbs up. The next question says, Q&A Echo, will they make a new drop for squids like calamari for the aquatic update and maybe raw version that can be used to breed baby dolphins? And will they add pirate ships on top of water with the illagers slash undead mobs, aka skeleton and zombies? This also had 24 thumbs up. If you agreed somebody else's question, guys, thumbs it up. It's more likely I'm going to answer that question. So, Squids dropping calamari. There's a couple of mods out there where this does happen. I think if they were going to make Squids drop calamari, they probably would have done it already. I don't think they're going to make that. It would be cool, though. They'll probably throw in there saying that it's endangered or something. I'm pretty sure squids aren't endangered. And those things are incredibly deadly. Thing is, though, squids in Minecraft aren't dangerous. But squids in real life, at large sizes, are really, really deadly. They are vicious creatures, believe it or not. As for pirate ships, I don't think they're going to be above land. I'd love to see them kind of crashed upon the beaches. That would be fun. But I think pirate ships are going to be in the deep oceans. The reason why is because you're more than likely going to find good loot there. They don't want to make it easy to find them in specific, like, above ground. I don't think illagers will ever spawn there as well. That would be a good idea. I like the concept and the opinions that you guys have in the comment section. The next one says Q&A. I asked Helen Angel about the MCPE modding API, and she said we would get an early version of it soon. How soon do you think may be? So I have a question for you guys in today's video. If you're an add-on creator, a mod creator, you use like anything that's modified within Minecraft, how important is the API for you? For the people who don't know, the API modding is basically going to be the modding that PC Java has. You're going to have more freedom to introduce new blocks, new items, and so much more. It's going to be a game changer for the Bedrock community. Something that I know about the modding API is that the developers have been working on the modding API for well over 1 year. And they have said it's going to be bigger and better than the Minecraft PC modding. So that's going to be interesting. How soon could it be until we see it? We don't even have the 1.3 beta yet. So as for the new modding API, I feel like it's probably going to be towards the back end of this year. That's just my opinion, being honest, because, well, we don't have 1.3, but who knows? They've done a lot so far in only 3 months for the Bedrock version, so I guess time will tell. Great question. Block Gaming says, Q&A, hey Echo, after they release Update Aquatic, what would be their next project? Question mark. Would it be a sky update? Because the sky is quite boring. I apologize for my enunciations today. Alright then, this question popped up quite a lot in the comment section in the last episode. Now, we have been promised 2 major updates each year for Minecraft going forward. This is for Java, this is for the Bedrock version. Console, most likely, slightly behind at this point. So, the updated Aquatic is obviously related to water, oceans, and stuff like that. What will be their next project? Now, I personally feel that they're going to make changes to caves and underground. I feel like that's something that they do want to focus on. The reason why is because the Java PC developers talked about this at Minecon. They talked about what they want to do to underground. They want to make changes to the cave systems, the generation and stuff like that. I do agree with you that the sky is quite boring. But my question again to you guys is, what can they introduce into the sky? Other than new mobs, there really isn't too much. Maybe birds could be an option. But again, they're mobs. So what could they introduce to the sky to make it more entertaining and less boring? Maybe like a blood moon. Now that would be fun. Maybe a specific kind of change. I don't know. Maybe time will tell. The next one says, Q&A Echo. We haven't heard anything about the super duper graphics pack. Is there any news about a release date? Also, do you think we will ever get any new redstone stuff? It's pretty fun to use once you get the hang of it. And I have run out of things to build in my survival world. So let's start off about redstone stuff. This, of course, is already in-game mechanics. There's always time and there's always expected changes for in-game mechanics. Redstone is one of those features that I believe all redstoneers always want more. Now, I can't remember what the last block, I think it was the BUD, the block update detector. Can't remember the name of it. That was the last block introduced. And even something so simple as that one block can introduce thousands of different builds. So redstone is one of those complicated things that takes a little bit of time, probably a lot longer than most features, a lot longer than other blocks. I don't do redstone. I suck at it. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't do redstone at all, apart from the bare basics. So my question to you guys, again, a lot of questions from me to you, is if they were to introduce a redstone feature, what would you like to see? What is that key redstone feature that you feel Minecraft is missing? As for the super duper graphics pack, like you, I have no idea. The super duper graphics pack was promised last year, last summer. It got delayed till this year, and I don't think it's going to be coming out until the end of the year. If not next year. They just said it wasn't ready. They want to take more time. This is a key example of Minecraft and Mojang announcing something and it not being quite complete to the release date. This is why they don't typically bring release dates, because as soon as you announce something, the question is, where is it? My question is, where on earth is the HoloLens? We've seen that at E3 2 years ago. 2 years ago. So, it's just one of those things, guys. Super duper graphics pack, no news, no update. Really excited for it, though. I think it's going to be a great feature. The next question from Ethan, Q&A, the updated aquatic is under development, but what about the one with the new textures? And also the one that added wood variations. The one with the debug stick, different types of wood trapdoors, buttons, pressure plates, and petrified wood slabs. Okay, you've got really confused here. So, we did have 1.13, which was the update you're talking about, where they changed commands, where they added a debug stick, different wood type doors, buttons, and stuff like that. They have combined that with the updated aquatic into one. So, the updated aquatic was originally planned for 1.14. The changes to commands, the debug stick was planned for 1.13. They've combined both those updates into 1.13, so we really don't know what 1.14 is going to be. They just said that they didn't want to get really confused with updates, so they're bringing the updated aquatic forward to 1.13 and not 1.14. I know it's confusing, but hopefully you do understand. The next question from Kevin, Q&A Echo. Since water physics are changing, do you think they are also changing lava physics as well, seeing as how it could only make sense? Also, do you think jungle leaves could have a chance of dropping cocoa beans? The texture shows something like cocoa beans, and yet it drops nothing. And oak leaves textures shows nothing, yet drops apples. It would make sense to make the lava physics the same as the water. So the way you're explaining that, yes, I would agree with you. If they're changing the water physics, they should change the lava physics as well to work exactly the same. Do I expect that to happen? Yes. And we go back to the question earlier on. I would love to see apples on trees. Cocoa beans. They spawn on the side of jungle trees. However, you can't naturally get cocoa beans if you bone meal trees. You can only get them in jungle biomes. So like you, I agree. I would love to see there to be a chance to get cocoa beans from jungle leaves. As for the apples, you're right. You don't see an apple texture within oak leaves, but you get apples. When you really think about it, it really doesn't make sense. It just does not make sense. So, who knows? I would love to see more items being dropped from leaves. That is definitely something a lot of players have asked about. Not just once or twice, it gets asked a lot. It's also on the questions for the feedback.mojang, I think it is. It's kind of really common question. The next one says, Q&A, hey Echo, do you think that Minecraft should implement more real-life features such as body temperature and actual fatigue that can't be restored with food at night? Yes and no. I'm going to say yes, they should introduce things like more real-life features, temperature, getting cold, getting too hot. But this should be a feature the way hardcore is a feature, the way amplified is a feature. It's not default survival. They could introduce a new game mode, which could be called as extremely hard or something like that. Next level hard. But yeah, I would love to see more game types introduced, just to make the game a little bit more challenging. Like you, once you've played probably for an hour of Minecraft, you're pretty geared, you're pretty prepared, and it gets to a point where things can be boring. If you have body temperature, you're going to go into cold biomes, you're going to be a little bit cold. You know, you go into under caves, you've got lava, you're going to be a little bit too hot. It's going to slow you down. Very similar to how Survival Craft 2 is. But it's a good thing. Maybe not as extreme as Survival Craft 2, because that stuff is annoying. But I like the concept behind it. Don't think it should be official survival, but it could be an option the way the other options are. The last question today says, do you think the new hostile mob could be a mermaid? Honestly, how long is a piece of string? It's as long as you want it to be. The mob could literally be anything at all. You guys, me, everyone in the community, we have our own brains. We have our own things that we would like to see. it could be a mermaid. I think it's going to be a mythical creature. I don't think it's going to be anything like a shark or a killer whale or anything like that. It's going to be something made up the way Guardians are made up, the way the Phantom is made up. So could it be a mermaid? I mean, I'm guessing that's kind of like fantasy, right? I don't think mermaids are real. In fact, I'm pretty sure mermaids aren't real. It's going to be hostile, so it's going to cause a little bit of trouble. But that's all the questions we have this week. So thank you so much for a great week. Thank you guys so much for supporting this series. You know what, guys? It's one of my most entertaining and fun series to record because I get to read your brains. I get to read what you guys are thinking about the future of Minecraft. Have a great day. Stay beautiful. Any more questions, leave them down below. And I'll catch you next time. Bye.